Good afternoon, my Renegades. Welcome back to Rogue Radio. My name is Sarah Jane, and today is Renegade Times. Again, I know I pushed one out yesterday. I'm going to ship one out right now. Just because. There are some updates on the Tennessee shooting, which I did not cover. So I'm going to start with that. So today is going to be kind of a jumbled sections today with Renegade Times, because I have not done world news in a very long time, so that's going to be towards the beginning, and then politics and random is probably going to be jumbled up too, so it's going to be a very random episode today. Alright. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to click the links down in the description below on how to reach me, talk to me, even be a guest on the show, get yourself some merch to make yourself look good, feel good, and be good, alright? Also, just a reminder, there was something on my lip, I didn't like that. Anyway, just a reminder, I will not be posting for a week on YouTube because I am in YouTube jail, so just remember that. There will be no intros to the sections, because like I said, it's just going to be random, crazy stuff today. Alright? Alright. Okay, first up, of course, is about the Tennessee shooting. Apparently, yesterday I had gotten a notification about how do you say it? There's just like more news coming out of this, developing news is coming out of this tragedy. And apparently, I don't know who found out or what, but apparently the shooter was transgender. It hardly matters. It hardly matters what gender they assume that they are. They killed people. That's the least of everybody's worries right now. There are children that have died, there are aides that have died, and I don't really think that we should be putting their gender identity into the mix for whatever reason. That's stupid. But we're going to read this article from Daily Wire real quick. Nashville shooter sent chilling messages to a friend moments before entering the Christian school. The 28-year-old woman who killed 6 people, including 3 children, at a Nashville Christian elementary school on Monday sent a chilling series of messages to a friend moments before she committed the act of terror. The shooter, whom the Daily Wire will not name in accordance with company policy, sent the messages to her former middle school basketball teammate, Averina Patton. Over Instagram, Patton saw the disturbing messages which she provided to News Channel 5 at 9:57 a.m., around 15 minutes before the shooter entered the school. "I'm planning to die today. It's not a joke," the shooter wrote to Patton. "You'll probably hear about me on the news after I die." The messages show that Patton pled with the shooter, a biological female who claimed to be a man, telling her that she had so much to live for, but the killer responded with even more chilling texts. "My family doesn't know what I'm about to do," she said. "One day, this will make more sense. I've left more than enough evidence behind, but something bad is about to happen." Patton told News Channel 5 that she asked her dad what to do, and then reached out to the authorities immediately after messaging the shooter. After phone calls from friends and the shooter's name was released to the shooter, or as the shooter, Covenant Nashville School, I learned that she was the shooter and that she had reached out to me prior to the shooting, Patton said. "My heart is with all of the families affected, and I am devastated by what has happened. Officers from the Metro Nashville Police Department responded within minutes after the shooter breached the Covenant High School in what authorities described as a targeted attack. A team of 5 officers immediately rushed into the building, and 2 of the cops exchanged fire with the shooter, killing her on the scene. As the authorities confirmed at a press conference that the female shooter identified as a man. On Monday afternoon, local authorities along with FBI searched the home of the female shooter. During the search, law enforcement said they found a manifesto along with maps of the school drawn to detail, included points of entry. The police chief said authorities have a theory on the shooter's motive, but they are not ready to share it yet. I mean, if I could guess, since this person was transgender, they probably grew up in a religious home to where they felt stifled. I mean, I think so. It's no excuse for anybody to go out there and shoot a school, especially like a religious school, any school, really. But then again, to me, their gender hardly matters in this case. It hardly matters right now. Let's see. Graphic body cam footage shows heroic police response to Nashville shooting. Warning, this article includes extremely graphic content. Okay, body cam footage released Tuesday showed the quick response of Nashville police officers to the mass shooting at a Christian elementary school Monday morning. So, footage from officers Rex and Engelbert and Michael Calazzo showed the team of officers rushing through the Covenant School minutes after the 28-year-old female shooter, who identified as a man, entered the building. Police reached the shooter, who was on the second floor of the school building around 10:27 a.m., just 14 minutes after the first emergency call was made. After clearing some of the first floor, Engelbert, is heard telling his partners that it sounds like the shooter is upstairs. Engelbert and his team of officers raced to the second floor and ran down the hallway as gunfire is heard. At the end of the hallway, Engelbert peered around the corner where the shooter was standing and fired multiple shots, dropping her to the ground. Calazzo and one other officer then moved in on the shooter, yelling at her to stop moving, and then fired more shots at her, and she dropped to the ground as she continued to move and clung to her gun. Calazzo and the other officer finally reached the shooter's body, telling her to get your hands away from the gun before he moved the arms away from the shooter's body. The firearm, sorry. The 28-year-old shooter murdered 3 children and 3 adults at the Covenant School before she was killed by police. Nashville Police Chief John Drake said the shooting was a targeted attack. On Monday afternoon, local authorities, along with the FBI, searched the home of the female shooter and also found a manifesto. We already covered that. Let's see. Police identified the 6 victims, and they include 3 9-year-old children and 3 adults. According to the Metro Nashville Police Department, the victims, Evelyn Diakis, Hallie Scruggs, and William Kenny, all age 9, Cynthia Peak, age 61, Catherine Kuntz, age 60, and Mike Hill, age 61. Kuntz was the head of the Covenant School. Yeah, there was some hate behind that. There was a targeted attack. But anyway, the Covenant School is a private Presbyterian school in Nashville Green Hills neighborhood. that educates children from preschool through 6th grade. According to the school's website, it enrolls between 195 to 210 students. Wow. We're going to see if we can watch. Well, I'm going to watch it. I have to sign in, y'all. I have to sign in through the browser. Okay, you know what? I don't want to subject you guys to that type of audio, so we're done here. Okay, so this next piece of news is about Pakistan, and Pakistan is one of my newest countries that have been listening, so I thank you guys for that. And this is your little news segment for today. Let me get to it real quick. Hopefully it doesn't... Come on now. Oh, there we go. The IGP provides modern hearing aids to impaired kids of police employees. So, Lahore, on behalf of the Punjab Inspector General of Police, Dr. Usman Anwar, priority measures are taken under the Hamare Fool project to provide treatment and facilities to special children to police employees suffering from various mental and physical disorders. In this regard, the IG Police provided modern hearing aids and hearing impaired children of police employees, while audio therapy has also been started for these children with the help of the best doctors. The IGP gave children hearing aids to children of police employees, traffic police, and Dolphin Force of Lahore at Narowal and other districts, and blessed them with love, compassion, and affection. Aww. He said that Rs 180 million has been approved for the purchase of cochlear implants for the treatment of hearing impaired children, which will benefit these children. Dr. Usman Anwar said that today is a very happy day for the Punjab Police, that the special children of employees have become able to hear, adding these children of the police employees will hear in a normal way and will become useful citizens of society by getting higher education. The IG Police said that when the Hamare Fool project was started, only 4 children were registered, and now the number has increased by 2,100 children. He said if any employee has not registered his special child yet, he should call 1787 to get their special children registered so that instant medical support and for treatment may be provided for their children. The IGP said the Hamare Fool project will prove that these children suffering from various disorders are not only the children of their parents, but also children of the department. Officers, personnel from across the Providence rewarded. In addition to Dr. Usman Anwar's continues to encourage the officers and personnel from across the Providence with cash prizes, certificates, and appreciation for their excellence and performance. Dr. Usman Anwar distributed prizes worth 900,000 and CC1 certificates to 22 officers and officials of Faisalabad region at Central Police Office on Tuesday. So the IGP, while lauding performance of the officers directed to perform their duty more diligently than before, Dr. Usman Anwar said that the officers and officials should continue to perform their duty with hard work and conscientiousness to protect the life and property of the citizens. The AIG Discipline Ashan Saifullah hosted the prize distribution held at the Central Police Office. That is actually such a beautiful story. I'm really happy for them. Now, this is another one about children, and I love this. This one's in Guam. So Guam is another country that's been listening, and I thank you guys for that. And so here it goes. Officials open child art contest. So a magic-themed flyer released by the Guam Child Care Art Contest announced they are back again and calling all young artists to share their creativity and flair with the community. Elementary and middle school students are invited to submit their paintings, drawings, and computer-generated artwork and coloring pages where they can showcase their artistic talents. Young artists are encouraged to participate once again, as submissions will be accepted now through April 12th. In calling out this year's contestants in the December 2022 winners, international artwork are proudly disciplined in the Bureau of Child Care Services website. The Guam Child Care Art Contest gave us the opportunity to celebrate our students' creativity, engage them in the promotion of childcare, and remind families of the support available as our island recovers, said Governor Leon Guerrero in a press release. Okay. By participating, students have a chance to win prizes from Pacific Islands Club, Super American Circus, PIC. Okay. Foci and the Force, Deer Tree Learning Center, and Art Studio, Run Guam, Natibu Dance Academy, and more. That's actually really cool. And that's the whole article. Wow, that's short, but it's informative. The next world news segment is from a place called Jersey, right off the coast of southern England or Wales, I can't remember. But I was very surprised when this popped up in my analytics. I was like, Jersey? Like, there's a country named Jersey. It's an island, but it's still a country, but it's pretty cool. So I am going to read some news for you guys. If I can get there. This is from JerseyEveningPost.com. Call for review over short indecent images sentence. So, calls for a review of a sentencing guidelines for sexual offenses after an education official who downloaded hundreds of indecent images of children was jailed for 15 weeks have been echoed by the acting children's commissioner. Andreas Lesaint spoke after David Gerald Berry, 60, who served as head of school improvement, was sentenced in the magistrate's court on Friday. In addition to being jailed for 15 weeks, Berry was also given a 5-year restraining order and placed on a sex offenders register for 5 years after admitting downloading 357 indecent images of children from the internet. 357. These comprised 353 still images and 4 videos and belonged in a category C, the least severe classification. Why is there a classification on child pornography? Why? See, I don't know how Jersey works, like the Jersey government works, but in any case, that child is being harmed. Why aren't you doing something about it? Like, that child in those photos, those children in those photos are being harmed. Why is it the least severe classification? I would have to look this up, but the sentence has been criticized by former Children's Minister Sam Mizek, who said it was shameful that Barry was only given 15 weeks. I believe it. I agree with you. He added he was lucky he wasn't caught with some cannabis, because then he might have been given a proper sentence, he said. It is utterly ridiculous that we give such high sentences to people who give small amounts of cannabis or have small amounts of cannabis, but such pitiful sentences to people who create demand for these grotesque images of children, which cause children immense suffering. This is not a victimless crime. Exactly. Give that guy a trophy or a medal for speaking up like that. Took the words right out of my mouth. Children's and Education Minister Ina Gardner has said that in the light of the case, a review of safeguarding measures is taking place, including reviewing of which staff are required to undertake enhanced DBS checks. Deputy Mezek questioned whether this would make a difference given that Barry had no previous convictions. It should be worse for somebody who just chooses to start doing this. Like, he's had no previous convictions until now. Like I said, I don't believe that pedophilia just like pops up out of nowhere in somebody. It happens generationally. It's something that's happened within their life, within their family, friend group, or even a school, or even their religious organization. It can happen anywhere, to where this guy could have been like victimized when he was a child, and it has tortured him so much to the point where, yes, instead of getting help, he decides to embrace it. And it doesn't mean that just because he doesn't have any previous convictions, doesn't mean that he's not a bad person. It doesn't mean that he didn't mean any harm. Like, this is wrong. Point blank and period. I don't care. It is extremely worrying that someone like that ended up in a senior position in education, he said. Oh, he was in education. Yeah, no, he's been preying on children for a while. The reason harsher sentences should be considered is because they act as a deterrent and would perhaps be more effective than enhanced DBS checks. Miss LaSainte said, it was a shock to everyone that someone in a senior position in education had done that. I was notified by the chief officer in CIPES, Children, Young People, Education, and Skills Department prior to the sentencing. She added, I think it is a call to review sentencing guidelines for sexual offenses in general. We need to ensure that when children or adults are brave enough to come forward and disclose something, that they can be confident appropriate sentencing will be given. I would not want to see inappropriate sentencing become a deterrent to people coming forward. Deputy Catherine Curtis, who chairs the Children, Young People, Education, and Home Affairs Security Panel, said she intended to look into the sentencing guidelines, particularly regarding convictions of those in positions of responsibility for children. Firstly, I'd just like to say that the children's minister has assured the public that this man hasn't had contact with children in his role. However, 15 weeks seems to be relatively a short sentence considering the crime. The thing is that predators don't just go and start molesting kids or victimizing children. They wait. They're happy with waiting. They are happy with, getting into the school system, making sure that, he's scoping out the place, scoping out the students who are weak enough to be victimized, and then they make the move. All the while, yes, they come home, they probably slake their disgusting perversions online like this man did, just to get a quick sexual fix while he's preying on the kids locally. Preying on kids doesn't always mean that there's something actively going on physically. It means that they are preying on kids. Like I said before, I've said this many times, when a predator or a lion ends up preying on their food, what do they do first? They crouch, they watch, they stay silent, they listen. And then they start chasing. Predators are good at this. And it's disgusting that the justice system, even in Jersey, is very lenient with these people. I expect, most people would expect a longer sentence for someone who is in a position of responsibility for children, has taken enjoyment of illegal images of children being objectified, humiliated, and degraded, she added. The Sexual Offenses Jersey Law 2018 does include in paragraph 19 information regarding offenders in a position of trust, but this solely appears to relate to certain offenses against 16 and 17-year-olds. She continued, wait. So you don't have anything, I need to read that again. Sexual Offenses, Jersey Law 2018, does include in paragraph 19 information regarding offenders in a position of trust, but this solely appears to relate to certain offenses against 16 and 17-year-olds, she continued. So, are you saying that any child, there's no charges for the victimization of a child under 16 and 17? Are you saying that? Because I really hope you're not. With my panel, I intend to look into the sentencing guidelines, especially considering whether those convicted of the sexual offense who are in a position of responsibility regarding the welfare of children have not taken into consideration that they have abused that trust. This guy needs to be castrated with a blowtorch. That's what he needs. So a Class C offense with indecent pictures of children is non-penetrative sexual activity, which to me sounds like it's pictures of molestation, pictures of things that are sexual but that are not penetrative. So you guys, I'll leave that up to you to decide, really. It also consists of erotic posing. To me, it is still very gross. It is still very awful because these kids have suffered through this while these assholes were taking these pictures of them. And they are forever scarred because of that. And I don't care if he didn't even take the pictures. He collected them. He's part of the problem. So yes, I believe that he deserves the worst punishment. 15 weeks is probably the worst sentence I have ever heard for a pedophile. You want these people to walk the streets.
Hello, Hi, Renegades. Want to make a podcast? Spotify's got a platform called Spotify for Podcasters, and it's all for free, and you can edit from your phone or computer all in one place. No matter what your setup looks like, you can start creating today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also available, and if you want, you can do Q&As and polls with your audience to get them involved. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and subscriptions. Best of all, it's totally free with no catch. Ever since I started using Spotify for Podcasters, I've learned that my voice is heard in many different platforms, and I absolutely love it. So, download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started. Let's have some fun, Renegades!
Okay, so this personality test that I'm about to read and, lead you guys through, I'm going to save it on my phone. That way I can post it to Instagram, so that way you guys can do it as well at home and listen to me coach you through it. But this is all about choosing a sky, like a picture of a sky, and whichever one kind of like speaks to you, like describes your social life. So we're gonna do that. So most of them have like a path leading. So number 1 is like a fork in the road. That one doesn't have a sky at all. It just has a wooded area. Number 2 is like a gravelly road with an ocean and a blue sky. Number 3 I really like is a dirt road with a very hazy type of surroundings. And then there's a bright blue sky with a boardwalk, number 4, and then number 5 is a winding road with a bright blue sky and clouds. So now that I've kind of described that with you guys, like I said, if you guys really want to be really in depth with this and actually take the test like me, excuse me, I had to burp. Very unladylike, I know. I will be posting the pictures up on my Instagram. That way you guys can pick and then listen to the episode in order for you to figure out which one you like. So mine is number 3, but if you guys ever picked number 1, here's what that would explain. People who choose the first sky often have strong sense of optimism and enthusiasm for life. They tend to be determined and passionate about their goals and are never afraid to take risks to reach them. They are often seen as the life of the party. They enjoy being around others because they love to share their passion and positivity with those around them. These individuals are ambitious by nature and strive to make the most of every day, basically. Okay, number 2 is people who choose the second sky exhibit an easygoing nature and a positive outlook on life. They are often found surrounded by people as they are warm, kind, and welcoming individuals. They enjoy making people laugh, and even in stressful situations, they rarely lose their composure. These people have great self-awareness, which allows them to connect to others easily. Number 3, which is the one I chose. Those who pick the third sky tend to be introspective and reflective individuals. They take time to think deeply about things before coming to conclusions, as they prefer to have a clear understanding of all sides of a situation before making decisions or taking action. These individuals are often seen as wise counselors, as they are able to offer unique perspectives on life. Interesting. Number 4 is individuals who choose the fourth sky tend to be dreamers with big imaginations. They often have grand ideas about how things should be done, but they find it difficult to follow through with their plans due to their tendency towards daydreaming. These people enjoy being creative and using their minds in unique ways. Number 5, people who choose the 5th sky usually have mysterious nature and like to keep some things private. They can be quite introverted at times, preferring time alone to recharge after spending extended amounts of time in social settings. These people enjoy being independent thinkers and can be quite intuitive when it comes to understanding others. And that's it. And that's the whole personality test. I thought that was kind of fun to do, something interesting. So this is quite interesting. This is in Ohio, and I really wanted to talk about it. Technically, this would be politics, but we're just going to keep it in the random section. Ohio lawmaker introduces bill to observe Detrans Awareness Day. Columbus, Ohio, an Ohio lawmaker aiming to ban various medical procedures for transgender and non-binary youth has introduced a companion bill to observe an annual day of Detrans awareness. Introduced by Representative Gary Click, the one-page House Bill 113 would designate March 12th as Detrans Awareness Day. So Click told the NBC4 the legislation aims to bring attention to individuals who once identified within the trans community, then detransitioned after receiving gender-affirming care. 4 days in, 1 day out, Ohio District... I'm sorry, that was an advertisement. The Detrans Awareness Day bill coincides with House Bill 68, Save the Adolescents from Experimentation Act, which would bar health care professionals from providing gender-affirming treatment to trans and gender non-confirming children in Ohio. Click argues Ohioans under 18 are too young to make these healthcare decisions. What the Ohio House Bill 113 is, what we're just saying is, let kids grow up. Children are incapable of providing the informed consent necessary to make those very risky and life-changing decisions. However, nationwide, Children's Hospital, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and the and other major medical providers said gender-affirming care is the evidence-based practice with a proven track record of improving health outcomes for trans youth. No, it's not. Tell that to the trans male that ended up getting gender-affirming care and now has an infection that he cannot stop. And every month he gets sick. Or she gets sick. That's because gender-affirming care, transitional surgery, is all experimental. It has never been a professional practice. This is something that they have decided to try and legalize in certain states for children for whatever reason. I feel like it's a type of sterilization, because I'm going to go back to Behold a Pale Horse, because I'm still reading it. I'm not even halfway done. But it does say in this book that the elite has created many different things in order to sterilize the human race, basically. So we have birth control, we have abortion, we have the homosexual agenda, we have transgender affirming care, we have condoms and a whole bunch of other stuff like hysterectomies, and they don't want us to reproduce. This is all about population control. This is why the agenda for the youth is so important right now. The whole gender affirming care stuff, when kids feel like they're transgender or whatever, they want to be able to get the kids early to where they're not able to have kids because of an infection from the surgery, the removal of genitals, or what have you. It's all about population control. Probably shouldn't have said that, but there we go. That's how I put that together. However, nationwide hospitals, okay, let's see here. The Ohio Children's Hospital Association previously called the bill a misguided effort that could exacerbate harm to the LGBTQ plus youth by denying health care to a population already more susceptible to mental health issues. Oh my god. More than 1.8 million LGBTQ youth seriously consider suicide each year, and at least one attempts suicide every 45 seconds. Every 45 seconds? Why does that sound it just doesn't sound right. That statistic doesn't sound right. But according to the Trevor Project, in addition, 93% of trans youth said they have worried about being denied access to gender-affirming care due to state or local laws. Still, Click said that he has spoken to parents concerned about their trans child receiving gender-affirming care and claims the treatment lacks awareness of I don't know how you say that. Comorbidities? Is that a word? Okay, we're just trying to protect people's health and people's lives. He said, I don't care how you identify. I don't care what your pronouns are. We're looking at this form, a medical aspect, from a medical aspect, and not from a social or culture aspect. A recent poll found 78% of those who present differently from their gender assigned at birth said living as a different gender has made them more satisfied with their lives. Yet 1 of 4 trans adults said that they had been physically attacked because of their gender identity, gender expression, and sexual identity, and more than 6 in 10 said that they had been verbally attacked. House Bill 113 has been assigned to the Ohio House, State, and Local Government Committee. Yeah. Alright, and that's it. That's the whole thing. My opinion on that, you guys know my opinion. I feel like I've been talking about this stuff for a long time. The reason why I agree with this bill is because, for one, children are underage. They should not have total power over making them their own choices, because I have seen documentaries of adults who have transitioned when they were younger, and it's not cool. It's not fun, because they wish they could go back. They really wish they could go back and try again. But since everything has been removed, everything has been transitioned, they can't go back. There are some trans men that, like I've said, that have gotten infections, and they have to live with this disease or sickness that the surgeons have basically left him with because of the whole thing not being a professional practice. So, yes, I believe that this is a very good thing. Do I believe that, this might hurt the youth mentally that are in the LGBTQ? Yes, but there has to be a line somewhere to keep you guys safe. Thank you all for listening. I will see you in the trenches next time. See ya.